It's Tony, and it's Italian Made Healthy. Today we're doing Italian meatballs. A little healthier, we're going to use ground turkey. So we got about 1 pound, 3 ounces of ground turkey here. We're going to throw in our bowl here. Now we're going to use 2 large eggs. We're also going to be using gluten-free breadcrumbs. So we have 2/3 a cup of gluten-free breadcrumbs. I'm going to add to that. We got 2.5 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. We have 1 tablespoon of oregano, 1 tablespoon of basil. We have 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of parsley. We have 1 teaspoon of black pepper and 1 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. And we also have a little bit of parsley here as a garnish for later on. Let's put that up to our mixer here. Lock it in, and we're going to mix it. Now you don't want to over mix it, you don't want to overbeat it because it will make the meat tough, so you don't want to go too crazy on it. We'll put it up 1 notch to get it all incorporated and to make it really nice. But again, you don't want to go too much because if the meat is basically pulverized too much, it'll become really tough and hard. So that's looking good right there. Slow it down a little bit. And that's about good right there. So now take this. Now we're gonna form about, let's say 1.5 inch meatballs, and we're gonna put them on a cookie sheet and we're gonna bake them and not fry them because it's a little bit healthier baking them. It'll come out really nice that way. So we'll take this off. Now how I judge it, I mean you can use an ice cream scooper if you want, if you get a small one, a nice little ice cream scooper, or what I do is I use my 4 fingers and I only go to about here and I just scoop it up, and that gives me like the perfect amount. And then you just roll them like this really nicely and put them on your cookie sheet. Now you don't have to, go too crazy, worrying about the size of them. As long as they're all close in size, that'd be perfect. Sometimes you don't grab enough, just make enough that it makes a nice meatball there. Probably gonna get about 4 across. This amount of meat will make approximately 20 to 22 meatballs. So, and then we're gonna bake them just like this. Get it going just like this. Nicely. Sometimes you get too much. You don't want to overwork them either, because that'll also make it tough. You want to keep it nice and easy. Don't overwork them too much, and keeps them nice and soft. It makes them nice and pliable. There we go. A little bit more. Now, for you guys that have a sweet tooth, you can also add sugar to this. I didn't use any sugar because I don't think you really need it. They taste really good without it. But if you like that sweet tooth, just note that adding the sugar is gonna increase the calories and the fat and won't make it as healthy. Just like that. You also want to evenly space them on the cookie sheet because you want to let them cook. That's too much. The only bad thing with doing this with your hands is that it gets all over your hands, and you gotta wash your hands after you're done there. The meat sticks to you. So, there we go. Almost done here. about 16 so far. There we go. And one more. Oh, like I said, we got about 20 meatballs out of that. Just perfect. Just like that now. Just arrange them on sheet. And let's throw this in. So, let's wash my hands here. Preheated the oven at 375 already, so we're going to put them in the oven approximately about 30 minutes, but they're nice and well cooked. Okay, so to save some time, I've already made a batch and I'm going to show you how they look. Now I did it two different ways. So we're gonna do meatballs. We have them two different ways here. So let me grab them for you, and I'll show you what I mean. Let me get that. Yeah, I did make a sauce, and I added the meatballs to the sauce and let them simmer in there for a little over an hour to pull that flavor of the sauce. If you want to make them with a sauce, you can. Again, the sauce is fairly simple to make. Basically all the same ingredients that are in the meatballs you can add to your sauce, or you make the sauce how you like your sauce. Everybody is different. Just, you know, mark down the calories. This way you know exactly how many calories you're using. Let me just grab... I've also got some plain ones, so you can do it either way. Now you have, I'm going to do some plain ones here, just like this. They're really hot, so really good, just like this. Alright, take a little bit of a garnish there on our plate, just like that. Alright, and now we're going to do some in a sauce here. Just like that. Let me grab a spoon here. Put a little extra sauce over the top of that, just like this. Okay, just like that. Clean the plate up a little bit and make it look nice. And again, a little bit of parsley over the top. And there you have Italian style meatballs, done two ways. We have plain with no sauce, and then we have with sauce. Now, the plain with no sauce are 58 calories a piece. The ones in the sauce that you let simmer in the sauce are only 73 calories a piece. So, nice alternative to using beef and sugar and regular breadcrumbs. A lot of people use bread to soften the meat up. I mean, my grandparents and my mother, you know, the old Italian way, take some bread, you wet it, squeeze it out, mix it in, and it makes them nice and, you know, soft and easy to eat instead of as hard as a rock. I mean, if you don't use the breadcrumb, sometimes you could be, you know, trying to cut a golf ball there. It's that hard. So using the breadcrumb definitely makes it a lot easier, a lot pliable to eat and softer. So, but again, like I said, you can do it I used gluten-free breadcrumbs instead of regular breadcrumbs, which lowers the calories way down, especially the carbs, everything. Gluten-free is better for you, makes you feel better. So again, 58 calories each without the sauce, 73 calories with the sauce. If you'd like the recipe, email me, fitcoachtony2016@gmail.com. I'll have a link below this website. You can email me for the recipe. Other than that, have a good day and enjoy.